Nobody saw this coming. Not tennis fans. Not sports analysts. Not even some of the biggest names in the business world. Because while the spotlight remained fixed on Alex Eala's performances on the court, something much larger was quietly unfolding behind the scenes. A development so unexpected, so massive, that the moment reports began circulating, it instantly became one of the most talked about stories in international sports. According to emerging reports, basketball legend Michael Jordan and rising tennis star Alex Eala have been linked to what is being described as a staggering $30 million partnership. And the moment that figure appeared online, the internet erupted. Questions flooded social media. Comment sections exploded. Sports networks scrambled to analyze what it could mean. But among all the excitement, one question stood above everything else. Why Alex Eala? Why would one of the most influential figures in sports history become connected to a young tennis player whose biggest achievements may still be ahead of her? The answer begins years before the headlines. Long before sponsorship discussions, before global recognition, and before millions of fans started following her journey, Alex Eala was simply a young girl with an extraordinary dream. A dream that seemed almost impossible. Because reaching the highest levels of professional tennis is difficult for anyone. Doing it while carrying the hopes of an entire nation makes the challenge even greater. Yet from the very beginning, there was something different about her. Coaches noticed it. Opponents felt it. And slowly, the tennis world started recognizing it too. She possessed a rare combination that cannot be taught. Talent opened the door, but discipline kept pushing her forward. While many young athletes struggled under pressure, Eala seemed to grow stronger because of it. Every tournament became a test. Every opponent became an opportunity. Every setback became fuel for improvement. What made her journey remarkable was not simply the victories. It was the consistency of her determination. Behind every successful athlete lies a story the public rarely sees. Endless training sessions. Sacrifices made in silence. Moments of doubt. Moments of exhaustion. Moments when quitting would have been easier than continuing. Alex Eala experienced all of them, but she kept moving forward. And that relentless commitment slowly transformed her from a promising prospect into one of the most exciting young names in international tennis. As her performances improved, attention followed. First came recognition from tennis insiders. Then came interest from international media. Then came something even more significant. Major brands started paying attention. Because modern sports have changed dramatically. Today, athletic success alone is not enough. The biggest companies are searching for something more. They want athletes who inspire people. Athletes who connect with audiences. Athletes who represent values larger than sports itself. And that is exactly where Alex Eala began separating herself from countless other talented players. Fans did not just admire her game. They admired her journey. They admired her work ethic. They admired the way she carried herself through victories and defeats alike. In an era dominated by constant attention and relentless scrutiny, authenticity has become one of the most valuable qualities an athlete can possess. Eala appeared to have it naturally. But while her star was rising, another giant figure stood on the opposite side of this developing story. Michael Jordan. A name that transcends basketball. A name that became synonymous with excellence. Decades after dominating the NBA, Jordan remains one of the most powerful figures in sports and business. His influence extends far beyond championships and highlight reels. He changed the relationship between athletes and global brands forever. Even today, partnerships associated with Jordan command enormous attention because his reputation carries extraordinary weight. That is why reports connecting him to Alex Eala immediately triggered worldwide interest. But what many people failed to realize was that partnerships of this magnitude are rarely based on present success alone. They are built on belief. They are built on projections. They are built on a vision of what someone can become. And that is where this story becomes fascinating. Because if reports are accurate, this is not merely a reward for what Alex Eala has already accomplished. It may represent confidence in what influential decision-makers believe she will achieve in the future. Suddenly, the conversation shifted. Analysts stopped focusing solely on the money. Instead, they started examining what the reported partnership symbolized. Some viewed it as evidence of Eala's growing global appeal. Others saw it as a sign that international sports brands were increasingly recognizing the power of emerging markets. But perhaps the most interesting interpretation came from those who believed this development represented something bigger than business. They believed it represented a changing sports landscape. For decades, athletes from certain regions dominated global endorsements and sponsorship opportunities. Visibility often depended on geography as much as talent. But the world is changing. Social media has eliminated barriers. Digital audiences are expanding faster than ever. A remarkable athlete no longer needs to come from a traditional sports powerhouse to build a global following. Talent can now reach millions instantly. And Alex Eala has become one of the clearest examples of that transformation. Every victory attracted new supporters. Every milestone introduced her to new audiences. Every achievement expanded her influence. What nobody realized at first was how rapidly her profile was growing beyond tennis itself. Because influence is no longer measured only by rankings and trophies. It is measured by connection. It is measured by inspiration. It is measured by the ability to make people care. And Eala was doing exactly that, especially in the Philippines, where her rise became a source of enormous pride. Fans followed every match. Young athletes studied her journey. Families celebrated her achievements as if they were national victories. The emotional connection between Eala and her supporters became impossible to ignore. And that emotional connection carries tremendous value in today's sports industry. But then another question emerged. If this reported partnership truly exists, why now? Why at this specific moment in her career? The timing raised eyebrows across the sports world. Because women's tennis is experiencing a major evolution. New stars are emerging. Younger audiences are becoming more engaged. The demand for fresh personalities has never been higher. Companies understand this shift. They know the next generation of athletes will shape the future of sports entertainment. And that future appears increasingly global. Suddenly, Alex Eala found herself at the center of a much larger conversation. Not just about tennis, not just about sponsorships, but about the future of sports itself. Yet what happened behind closed doors may be even more remarkable. Because according to those closely following the story, this reported partnership was never simply about financial value. It was about potential. It was about belief. And it was about a future that many insiders believe could be far bigger than anyone currently imagines. But the deeper investigators looked into Eala's rise, the more extraordinary the story became. Because the path that led to this moment was far more challenging than most people realized. And the sacrifices behind her success reveal why so many powerful figures may now be betting on her future. The deeper you go into Alex Eala's journey, the more unbelievable it becomes. And what happened next would make the entire story even bigger. The deeper people looked into Alex Eala's rise, the harder it became to dismiss what was happening around her as simple hype. Because beneath the headlines, beneath the social media excitement, and beneath the reported $30 million figure was a reality that many casual fans had overlooked for years. Alex Eala had been building toward this moment long before the world started paying attention. Success rarely arrives overnight. It only looks that way from the outside. What fans often see is the breakthrough. What they rarely see are the thousands of invisible moments that make that breakthrough possible. The early mornings, the lonely training sessions, the losses that never make headlines, the pressure that never appears on television screens. For Eala, those moments became the foundation of everything that followed. Every tournament taught a lesson. Every setback strengthened her resolve. Every challenge forced her to grow faster than most athletes her age. While others focused on immediate results, she focused on improvement. And over time, that difference began separating her from the competition. But what makes this story even more compelling is that her journey unfolded under unique circumstances. Unlike athletes who emerge from countries with long histories of producing tennis superstars, Eala carried a different burden. Every step forward represented more than personal success. It represented possibility. Young players watched her and saw new opportunities for themselves. Families followed her matches and believed new dreams could become reality. She was becoming more than a player. She was becoming a symbol. And symbols have power. What nobody realized at the time was that this growing influence was attracting attention far beyond the tennis world. While fans focused on rankings and results, executives and industry leaders were examining something else entirely. They were studying engagement. They were studying audience growth. They were studying the emotional connection she had built with supporters across multiple continents. Because in today's sports economy, influence can be just as valuable as performance. A player may win matches, but only a few can inspire movements. Eala was beginning to do exactly that. And this is where the story takes an even more fascinating turn. The reported partnership immediately sparked conversations about money, but insiders quickly pointed out something important. Deals of this magnitude are rarely about the present. They are about the future. They are about identifying the next major star before everyone else sees it. They are about recognizing momentum before it becomes unstoppable. In many ways, the reported investment can be viewed as a statement of confidence. A declaration that influential people believe Alex Eala's story is still in its earliest chapters. That belief alone may be more significant than the financial figure attached to it. Because money follows opportunity, and opportunity follows potential. The real question is not why people are investing attention in Alex Eala. The real question is how big they believe her future can become. That question has fueled endless debate among sports analysts. Some believe she has the tools to become one of the defining players of her generation. Others point to her maturity, discipline, and professionalism as qualities that often separate good athletes from great ones. But regardless of individual predictions, one fact remains impossible to ignore. The trajectory of her career continues moving upward, and every milestone creates even greater momentum. Yet with greater visibility comes greater pressure. That is the part many people forget. Every new achievement raises expectations. Every new headline increases scrutiny. Every new opportunity brings additional challenges. History is filled with talented athletes who struggled beneath the weight of rising attention. Success can become its own obstacle. The spotlight grows brighter. Criticism becomes louder. Mistakes become magnified. Navigating that environment requires more than talent. It requires mental strength. Fortunately for Eala, that may be one of her greatest assets. Throughout her journey, observers have repeatedly praised her composure. Even during high-pressure moments, she has demonstrated a calmness that seems unusual for someone so young. That quality cannot be measured on a scoreboard, but it often determines how far an athlete ultimately goes. Because championships are not won only with physical ability. They are won with resilience. They are won with focus. They are won with the ability to keep moving forward when expectations become overwhelming. And that is exactly what supporters believe Eala possesses. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this entire story is what it represents beyond sports. For countless young athletes watching around the world, especially throughout Asia, her rise sends a powerful message. It proves that geography does not define destiny. It proves that dreams can travel farther than circumstances. It proves that dedication can open doors once thought unreachable. That message may ultimately become one of her most important contributions. Because long after headlines disappear and sponsorship discussions fade, inspiration remains. The people she motivates today could become the next generation of champions tomorrow. And that creates a legacy far larger than any contract. As excitement surrounding the reported partnership continues to grow, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Alex Eala is no longer simply a promising tennis player. She is becoming one of the most closely watched young athletes in the world. Her matches attract attention. Her achievements generate headlines. Her future inspires speculation. And perhaps most importantly, her story continues to captivate people who believe they are witnessing the beginning of something special. Whether the reported partnership becomes exactly what people expect or evolves into something entirely different, its significance remains undeniable. It signals recognition. It signals belief. It signals that powerful figures see extraordinary potential in her future. And when you step back and look at the bigger picture, that may be the most important detail of all. Not the money, not the headlines, not the controversy, the belief. The belief that Alex Eala's greatest achievements may still be ahead of her. The belief that her influence could continue expanding across the global sports landscape. The belief that a young athlete from the Philippines could inspire millions while redefining what is possible for an entire generation. And if that belief proves correct, then this moment will not be remembered as the peak of Alex Eala's story. It will be remembered as the beginning. The moment the world stopped seeing potential and started seeing possibility. The moment attention turned into expectation. And the moment a rising star began transforming into something much bigger than anyone imagined.